as long as I can, as long as I can. And recently, I got back into long fast again,
Mm.
and May 28th, 29th, and May 30th, I did a 79-hour dry fast, or a soft dry fast. I had a little bit of rainwater. It was raining. And then last week from Thursday to Saturday night, I did a 66-hour water fast. So it's been a long time since I did a long fast, but once you do it again, once you pass that 72 hours, it gets easier again. And my second my second long fast, which was a couple days ago, which I broke on last Saturday, from hour 1 to hour 66, I felt great. I felt pretty energized, and so I'm thinking,
Mm.
hey, once if your body forgets about fasting, just do it, and then it's like riding a bike. Your body remembers again how easy it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, exactly. And how about for now the 2 years? Do you have any changes that you feel you can share with people?
Oh yes. Within this 2 years, yeah, I experimented with different types of fruits, and I think I've mentioned this before, but seasonal fruits where you're at is probably the best. And I noticed of overeating fatty fruits like avocados. Avocados is one of my weaknesses. But when you mix fruits like avocados and tomatoes with salt, the more temptation, the more you eat, the more temptation comes. And then I battle. It's like a mental battle, spiritual battle with, oh, I
Mm.
might I want to eat other stuff. I want to eat this. I want to eat that. And then I
Yeah.
notice when that temptation comes, it may be harder the longer that you've been eating too much, the harder to fight off the temptation. But when you fast, all that temptation, all that cravings once again disappear.
Do you think it is
And
because of the salt, or is it the fruit itself? Is it the
it
salt that
might
you
be
add?
the
Mm.
it might be the combination of both. It might be salt as well. And in the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita, it talks about too much salt will put you uh, in a different mode. And I'm thinking, yeah, um, it brings up more cravings for other foods. So maybe as much as possible, if you do eat salt, detox it out, and then eat what you want again, and then detox. I think the more you detox, the more you don't go deeper and deeper into this temptation or into these cravings.
Yeah, as in the cleaner you are, easier it is for you. The food that you're going to eat is like you choose. Your body chooses for you what it needs. You don't
Right.
have those cravings. You just have specific thing that your body needs, and you know this is what I need to feed my body. Um, do you have any
1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay, okay, okay. This is Alan Manglana, and it's from Japan. It's just giving us his journey. Now, if you have any question, you can write in the chat, or you can ask it directly. The way you feel you want to talk to Alan. He's giving us his journey for now 2 years. He's been a fruitarian. But we just want to hear this journey, something that we're putting them as documentary. This is something that is going to help others in years to come. In one way or another, it can be used to help some people. It can even be used for educational purposes, also here for information purposes. We are here just to listen to a person's journey. It's not that we are recommending, highly telling people, oh, stop what you're eating, follow this, but we're giving you examples of how people are living outside here and what they're eating, how they cope up with this lifestyle, and why they're wanting to eat. All those good information, just for information purposes. Yes, 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 yes. So somebody may ask, because Alan, when the first time talked an interview, there was the issue of we tried plug that came out. You remember that mucus plug that got out from your system?
Yes.
How do you have any other experience apart from that one that you can now again relate to just this kind of lifestyle? Something that has also have specifically happened for you, maybe after some time again, or now you have reached a plateau where you are just living your life. There's nothing that you can say this is change, this is change. You just have your health, you just have everything just normal. Yeah.
It's once the plaque comes out, it's a really, it really changes your life. It takes out a lot of the weight. I feel like I've had at least 10 to 15 pounds of that plaque stuck in my body from all that eating junk and uh, starch. I want to say starch and grease. If you ever send down oil and grease down a water pipe, it eventually clogs up that water pipe. It A lot of that came out, and if your body feels a lot better, and I think it can function a lot better. And when it's going through its digestive process, it can probably. I'm thinking it will be able to get more nutrients easier from foods. When your gut is all clogged up, blocked up, I think it's harder for our body to get the nutrients from the foods we eat, and so we crave more and we eat more, but we still don't feel as energized as we will when our body is cleaner. And I also wanted to mention the fruit diet. From May of last year to May of this year, I didn't have to drink any water because of because it was really just hydrating.
A full year now, you have not taken any water?
Excuse me?
You say just a May to May, a full year, you didn't take any water. Right,
I
let's
didn't
take
take
my.
any water. I didn't take any water. But
Wow.
recently, I started drinking river water. I don't want to drink water out of plastic bottles anymore, so that's kind of why I stopped drinking water. But when I find fresh water sources like fresh streams and fresh river water, I drink some of that. Sometimes I drink the rainwater, but I can't. It's hard for me to collect. I just have a little cup. It's a small little, small little drink of rainwater, and it makes the fasting easier.
For me, is my favorite, the rainwater. But I don't just collect or harvest it in the first rain. I wait for some time for kind of the dirt to get out because it has some impurities when it's coming the very first days, week.
Right.
Yeah, I start to collect when it's very pure. After some, if you get to the rainy season, it has been dry for some time. The first rainfall has a lot of dust, a lot of well, it's just dirty in short. And some people also, depending on where you stay, has some pollutants in it. If you are in places where there are industries or all that, town in a city, that water sometimes not always that nice. But in a village setting, it is the best. In a village setting where there are no industry, there are no that water, you just allow it to rain maybe for a week, then it is so pure. It's actually the best. And I've also realized that it changes the skin. Apart from fasting, just drinking clean water, very pure water without those added minerals and chemicals, my friend, it is very good to the skin. It's very good to the skin. But now, your journey is very different from mine. Me, I'm like kind of a vegan, as a person who takes vegetables, but you are a fruitarian. I'm not yet a fruitarian. And we use fruits to help us to get into fasting, detox, and then we get into a long fast. But most of the time we do it shortly, maximum 21 days. Then this can help. This helps to detox very well. But you are living that life. You see, the difference is that you are living that life. And can we talk about disease? Have you ever gotten any attack? Anything that you can point out during this?
I started fasting in 2018, and I have not yet caught a cold or got sick since 2018. And I've never shot the vaccine in over probably 10 years. Yeah, I feel good. I don't I think what we eat
No
when we
cold
eat
even. Hmm.
like mentioned in the Bible, right? In Genesis, fruit was the first diet. I think the closer we get to our original diet, the closer we get to a human potential where we're not affected by a lot of these things that normally affect us when we're at our unnatural state. So if we are what we eat, the more natural foods we eat, the more natural state we become. And I think we're very powerful. I think God's creation, us, we are very powerful, and we underestimate how powerful we are.
How about your teeth?
Teeth is still teeth is still good. When I was young, I had some fillings filled in my back teeth, and while I was eating a lot of oranges, the filling fell out at first, and it when you chew it hurts, and I was like, what should I do? It really hurts once the filling came out. But after a while, after months, it no longer hurts. So I think your teeth can start fixing itself, or maybe the nerves start to get stronger and stronger, and doesn't feel the pain. Right. I'm thinking it's the same with like hospital. You're in pain. You go to the hospital. You keep you keep eating pain medication. Now your body depends on the pain medication. But if you fight through it and are able to overcome it, now your body gets stronger, and you don't. It makes its own pain. Uh, it manages its own pain.
Okay, good. How about there's something I wanted to ask about. This is just about giving people updates. People have watched your videos. They just want to know how is LN going on with his lifestyle, this fruitarian lifestyle. After more 1+1 year that we did the first interview. So the other thing I wanted to ask you is about um, I really lost the line of thought. I don't know why, but okay, it will come. Uh, we've talked about disease, no flus. You are very okay.
Very okay.
Your mind very okay.
It's feels like it. Yeah, I hope so. It's still it's still okay. I feel I'm getting better and better, or I try to be better and better, and try to really work my mind, and try to get stronger, and finally thinking, hey, going back into these long fasts and work my mind again. And I'm thinking once a week I'll do long fasts again. I recently discovered people have issues when we do long fasts about getting constipation. I don't know if anybody else have constipation issues or had constipation issues when going on long fast. And people sometimes they do enemas. I used to do salt flushes where I drink salt. I
For
recently
the past.
realized, hey, you could, with the fruits, if you mono fruit, you can like with kiwis or with dragon fruit, you could clear whatever's in your body and go on long fast without constipated. Or you do urine therapy. With urine therapy, you drink your own urine and it clears your body, and then you could go on your long fast.
For how long will you use this kiwi? Do you have a duration of the time or just once?
Excuse me.
Like for how long will you do you use the dragon fruit or kiwi or maybe
Maybe the whole day until your poop, until your waste is like water, and then that's when you can once your waste is like water, that's when you stop, and then you could go on your long fast without getting constipated. And I do this. When I eat avocados, it takes about 45 to 48 hours for me to fully clear my intestines with urine or drink a lot of salt water. I don't drink salt water, so I drink my own urine.
okay. Now, how about do you how person who is not eating anything that has been heated, has passed through heat or boiled or something, right? Or how do you get? Do you eat anything? Uh, able to hear me?
I can hear you. Do I eat anything? What?
Um, this is a question I'm asking.
Uh,
Do you boil water you're drinking? do you eat? How do you get heat? Do you eat anything that has passed through the fire,
No.
has been boiled or something?
No.
Yeah.
No heated. I don't heat anything. And then I survived 2 winters with just raw. And I believe the human body have the capability to warm itself up. And I think by controlling your breathing, by training your body can warm itself up. We don't. I don't think we require any hot foods to heat our body. We can do it naturally. It's just I think a lot of us don't know how, or a lot of our bodies are not used to it.
And during the cold season, do you get so much cold? Do you get so much cold
Yeah,
in your body, or
where I'm at, it snows. It snows, and yeah. Sometimes I mean, if it gets too rough, you could use the air conditioner. But no, I've not eaten anything cooked, and I didn't feel like I needed anything cooked. And your body can. I think your body has that power to try to stay warm. Um, yes. Also, if you eat a lot of fatty fruits like avocados during the winter, you pack on body fat, and that'll also help you stay warm compared to not having any.
wow? What I can just maybe my first almost last question. What other practices have you added? I saw the other time you're posting about you helping somebody with cupping. I saw you. What are other things that you have added? Do you still have that clean? If you do it on your body, it's still very clean, or is it?
It's very
It has
clean.
started.
It's still
Good,
no
good,
color.
good, good, good. Wow. So, what are the other things that you practice? Because I also saw that you do so many other things. The other but nowadays I don't see. This one where you hang on something upside down, your legs are.
Yes. Uh. So I go on long walks outside. Spend a lot of time outside because when we're indoors, we got paint poison coming from the paint. If you have a lot of if you have like a couch made out of polyester that's made out of plastic, you see all these dust. You're breathing all these dust, plastic particles. You're breathing in the paint fumes. It's it's not good. So I try to spend as much time outside, and I noticed another thing while dry fasting. You go to like a river or like a waterfall, there's a lot of water in the air that we can't see, but breatharians, we we can breathe all that water in and collect urine, or even during the springtime we could breathe pollen from flowers. And I think there's nutrition in pollen, and we get our nutrition from the air. So the more we spend time outside, the more nutrition we can probably get from the air and get some. And I think very important to get a lot of sun.
Good. I'm just taking you back on something that I should have asked earlier on how you break your fast. When you get
I
into a
break
fast, mm,
when I break my fast, I don't really have a limit on what I whatever juice. Okay, so I break my fast with very juicy fruits, and if I buy a watermelon, when you break your fast, eat very slowly. Right? If you want to break your fast with for the non-fruitarians, the best way to probably break your fast when your acid level is really high is probably start with water and maybe put a little bit of baking soda. The baking soda will help raise your alkalinity and get your body less acidic. And then maybe like an hour or 30 minutes later, eat something easy to digest for your body. Don't go and eat pizza I mean, you can just eat very slowly. Eat very slowly. Really chew your food. Use the saliva to break down the food, and yeah, enjoy your food. I don't think there's really a limit on what to eat when you're breaking a fast. Just be really careful. Don't stuff it all at one time.
I don't know if we have another participant here. I don't know if you have a question for him, but I'm almost wrapping it up for me.
Okay.
Yeah. You have something else you want to say, Alan? You can tell people maybe your plans for the future or something. But this one question about uh, um, how do you find it in the community around you? Are people giving you support, or there's a lot of resistance? or they are also warning you like, no, no, this lifestyle is just you have, in this one you have missed the point.
At first, yeah, you get a lot of warnings from people around you, right? Your friends, your family. You get a lot of non-support. But as you continue doing it, and as you continue being the light, you show your results. Like if you're doing okay, eventually they'll go away. Some people will try to tempt you to stop what you're doing, right? But then that's when you remember in the book of Luke or the book of Matthew in the Torah or in the Bible, temptation will come, but Jesus 40 days out fasting. The tempter told him to make bread out of rock, and Jesus pretty much told him, "Hey, bread is not enough to sustain man. It's the breath of God that helps sustain man." So just as long as you keep your faith, and whatever temptations comes your way, or whatever fear you have, it kind of just disappears. And if people try to stop you, it's understandable because they have not if they have no experience with fasting or the fruit diet, like how do they can't ultimately know. They're just worried, right? They don't have the knowledge, and then they're worried, and so they try. So try to understand and try to accept, try to forgive them for trying to tempt you or trying to stop you, and continue your journey. Just have faith in your journey. Have faith that God written the perfect script for your journey. Everybody's on their own journey, so you can't really tell people, "Hey, don't do this, don't do that." Let them enjoy, let them experience their own path, and just cheer them on, or just pray for them.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Do you have any questions? Or there's something here. I think maybe she want to ask a question. If you have any question, you can ask. But this video is going to be watched later. I'm going to post it in 2 days' time. In 2 days' time, it will be available in YouTube for everyone to see. So your message to the world, because I've realized that we have so many followers. Some we don't even know their names. The time we were starting, that time, the first interview we were having with you people were very few. But now I look at those views. At that time they were always maybe less than 100, but now they are in plus, sometimes 1,000, 2,000,
Wow.
3. Yeah, we have videos that have just been watched with so many people. So I know people are going to watch this, so maybe you can give them a message to the world. You have already given them a message anyway. You have told them your path, keep in the line, and you're the light. Others will just come in and follow. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Frederick. Um, yeah, if anybody have any questions, you can find me on Facebook or Instagram. Just type in Alan Manglonia, and shoot me a message if you guys have any questions. I don't charge anybody. I feel like a good message like this should be spread to the people without expecting money. And then yeah, even I believe Book of Matthew talks about, hey, don't worry about money. You if we're all one with if we are all one, if we're all one with the universe, then helping others is like helping yourself. So um, everybody, I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope everybody enjoys their journey, and God bless.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Alan.